not getting scared before this one, like before.
Scared?
I sit with my Mick McCarthy moment in the toilets because the door slightly catches as you open it. Because it caught, you had that initial thought that someone's there.
All right,
so you kind of do, when Mick McCarthy sees a ghost and
he
just does that to like nothing. That was me going
got
for...
spooked by your own door.
Yeah.
I wondered what you meant by your Mick McCarthy moment there. I thought you'd...
Do you remember Mick McCarthy celebrating the Old Farm Derby when he gave it the old...
Calling his own fans bastards and that.
Yeah. Giving it the...
Shouting fuck off while doing that.
Yeah. Well, what is... Just for anyone just listening. Get it up yours.
Yeah, up yours, innit, I guess.
Yeah.
Get it up yours.
Yeah, not have to be an expert in lip reading to see what you're saying there.
No. I saw a few... You see a few of them at the Euros.
He had that careless whisper moment as well, didn't he?
Oh, where he turns and looks to the camera.
Yeah.
In like slow motion with his eyebrow raised, looking proper.
Can you imagine? Because he went to manage in Cyprus. Like
he wasn't there long though, was he?
No.
Was he there like
a man from Barnsley going to Cyprus? Can you imagine like having him turn up, calling everyone bastards?
How long was he there? He wasn't there. Was it a couple of weeks?
I don't know, like 6. Yeah, maybe like 6 months tops.
Should we have a look?
Yeah, but yeah, everyone just being insulted by him, just kind of, you're a bastard. You're a bastard.
Let's have a look.
So we were discussing, or we were going to discuss on insults anyway. So
yeah,
it kind of
leads in nicely to insults. Because you've been insulted a few times, haven't you?
Yeah. And the thing is, for me as a player, like I was never one for, like getting involved in handbags.
It says 20 to 21, so it could have been in anything over there.
Yeah.
I'll have a look properly.
And
I was always in handbags. I know that'll
it's a keeper.
massively shock you.
You get some keepers and they run out, and I used to just kind of sit there.
Yeah.
But as a keeper, I'd come out, and do you know when you get the people and they try and give you a little badge, a little nudge?
Yeah.
And you just kind of like nudge them back. And it was like the insult was so bad. You just started laughing because at this point I tried to be like, inspired by Italian footballers and grow my hair out.
Grow a moustache.
Looking like you Super Mario. And
you say grow your hair out.
Yeah.
Is this
I think
the mullet or the in-betweener's hairdo?
I wish it was the mullet.
I think you should bring the mullet back.
It's not the in-betweeners. It's before the in-betweeners haircut.
Right.
And see, I used to have one haircut. I wasn't the kid in the 90s that had the curtains. My mum wouldn't let me have.
Undercut.
No.
Did you have a step? I had a step. Do you remember step was a thing? Like grade 1 and then grade 3. You have like a line.
I had that.
Like a wedge.
Yeah. And I've mentioned this to you before, but choking again. That's how I signed off.
Too tight around your neck. That's why.
Yeah. It's how I signed off the last podcast. Was choking. Continue as you mean to go on. I don't know. And I always remember it must have been the World Cup '94, and getting a Shoot magazine, and I think it was a World Cup special, and going into the barbers and asking for a Roy Keane haircut. Which, let's be honest, he didn't have the...
What did he have? Just shaved?
He had like the tiniest little fringe for one...
Oh, yeah. Like a dead straight, like rounded, not dead straight.
Hey, that'd be in fashion now.
Probably Jake had one the other day.
He did, yeah. But I can't see many barbers getting asked to have a Roy Keane, but not a Roy Keane like just the shaved hair.
Yeah, like the.
But then that's
why there was a barber's by me when I lived on Abbeydale Road.
Yeah.
In Sheffield, and you know how when you go, it was one of those that like it looked you know, like the old bookies that never used to have a telly. They used to have teletext. It looked like that sort of building. Dead like grotty brown windows and that. But you know how in the
was it one of them where it's built in someone's old front room? So
it looked a bit like that.
The fireplace.
Yeah, it's on that corner there, and
because there was a bookies near me at uni that was an old living room.
Love it. I love that. But you know when you go in and they have like you see like the Turkish ones and they have all like the fades with like the zigzag shaved in and all that sort of stuff
and sideburns left on.
Oh yeah, when you had your sideburn left on and got rinsed on the internet on Rate My Haircut on Facebook. But like this one, like it might even still be there. We'll go past and have a look, right? So it's got 3 posters on the wall for haircuts.
The ones where they never change it for about 30 years.
Yeah, and they're all faded. And all 3 posters are John Cena. As in the wrestler John Cena. They're all of them.
Who follows us on Twitter.
Yeah, he does follow. Shout out John Cena follows us on Twitter. No idea why.
I know.
I'm sure he'll be pleased to hear us talking about him. But yeah, it's all 3.
That's basically what my haircut, like, because there's that Turkish barbers below me, and that's when I go in for a fade, it just became a John Cena haircut with some sideburns I did. And bearing in mind, my beard and hair don't join up. That's why he left. Basically, I think it was a bit of beard hair that he left as the tiny little... It was
like a triangle, though. It was like a...
That was like... It was as if... Do you know Ronaldo's haircut in 2002?
Yeah, the fringe.
But on the triangle fringe. But yeah, it was on each cheek.
It looked like, you know, when 80s goths and skinheads would like shave the side, like girls, I mean, shave the side and leave the sideys. It was like the smallest minimal version of that. It was amazing.
Yeah. Worst thing I did was just put it in the group chat.
Yeah, you should never show your mates.
Look what he's done to my hair.
Yeah.
Well, I say my hair, my sideburns.
Well, this is what I mean. Like, this is, you learn.
Then I got bullied because when you have your hair cut and the fade, you get the tiny bits of hair in your ears.
Yeah, and you took the photo before you washed your hair.
And my ears.
And your ears.
And then people saying something about having a spud farm in my ears. Growing potatoes out
Yeah,
of
but
it.
you should learn. You should know better than anybody.
First thing I do now, when I get in, I clean my ears out.
No, just don't put photos in the group chat with the boys, because that's the exact reason I've not sent you a photo of me holding my driving license certificate thing. Because I know exactly what will be photoshopped onto it within a minute.
I can't even say...
Well, no, you don't need to. It's boys in a group chat. You can guess what's going to be photoshopped on there.
Yeah.
Because it's happened to our other mates before, so
yeah,
get the same treatment.
And honestly, like, I really did look for that photo online.
I know you did.
Trying to find that photo, hoping somebody, whether it be your driving instructor.
He's not shared it because he didn't pass me out to go with his mate.
Yeah. And I don't know what his mate's called, so...
I'm not telling you what his mate's called either. But, go on, what were you called? Sorry, what was this insult?
I got called the... Curls. Curls. Like, how are you meant to be offended by that?
I've got a mate who calls everyone curls. Or curly. Like, he doesn't say
curly
mate.
Watts.
Like curly Watts, yeah. But he doesn't say mate. He doesn't say your name.
Oh,
he doesn't say mate. He says curls.
Oh, right.
Literally, if I rang him now, he'd answer the phone and go, all right, curls.
Oh, yeah.
He says that to everyone. It's not his nickname for me or for you.
Yeah.
You in goal. It's just what he calls everyone. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, you can guess what the usual ones you get at games, because you just call each other all sorts.
Yeah. The best I ever heard was there was a lad in my team.
I'll tell you why I got called curls, because,
Because you had curly hair.
I had curly hair, and it's like...
I don't think that one needed explaining, to be honest. Yeah. It's either you got curly hair or he's seen you getting changed in the showers.
Yeah,
gone for the Deli Alley bush. But yeah, my mate, it was the funniest insult I've heard on a pitch in ages. Well, ever probably. My mate used to, he still has got long hair, and he'd play with a bandana on rather than a headband to keep it out of his face and that. And something happened. I can't remember. He tackled someone tackled him. There was a bit of a push and shove. And he told this lad to fuck off. And he goes, all right, calm down, Guitar Hero. It's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And that's what he's saved as in my phone even now. And this was years ago. But have I told you about what me and him did when we used to play together?
No.
So I think his nana got him like a diary with footballs all over it or something. Like a little stocking filler present. And what we used to do...
Well, my dad probably still gets me. Not even kidding.
What we used to do was, at that time when I played for that team, I'd play right back and he'd play left back.
Yeah.
And we'd have a competition every game that we'd write it in the diary, like what the competition was for that game, who won and what the scores were. And
was it like daft things?
Yeah. But we didn't tell, so we'd do who could do the most overhead kicks in their own half. And like the goalie would roll it out to him at left back. He'd look at me, wink, flick it up, and do an overhead kick for no reason with no one. But we didn't tell nobody on our team. We haven't told them now. If any of them are watching, they wonder why. All that weird stuff. Now it'll click. We didn't tell our team we were doing it
because you've done 18 bicycle kicks in a game.
Yeah, and who can do the lowest header? So you'd literally be like,
do a full John Terry.
The ball had to be moving, so you couldn't just put your foot on it, head it, and carry on. The ball had to be moving was the rule. I think I won that one because I slid and like a tackle with my head, like a Phil Jones. But we do all sorts. It started off with obvious fastest booking, but then it would become when we played this one team somewhere in Wales. I don't know. I can't tell you what it was called. I had loads of L's and D's. Couldn't pronounce it then, but they had it was like a little village, and they had two teams. They had a first team and a reserves, and obviously they used the same pitch. So when the first team were at home, reserves away, and vice versa. But the pitch had a clubhouse with a bar, and it had fencing all the way around, proper railings around the pitch and that. And they had about 200 people coming and watching every week. It was quality because there's nothing else there. There was a pub, a shop, and this football pitch. So they'd come and watch the local
Not like
team.
us with a tractor, bulls,
and the barn that you trained in, your training barn. But these people come and watch. But when we knew we were playing them, one of the things was how many fans of the opposition team could we shake hands with while the ball was in play? So we were both the ball someone would be bombing up, going up for, going on the attack, and we'd be shaking, and they'd be looking at us like pricks, and what are you doing? Pulling their hands out the way and stuff like that. Be there trying to shake their hands. Who can call the ref the funniest thing without swearing? All this sort of stuff. So we'd call him a flipping nincompoop, when he booked you or something like that. We used to do loads of them. But we used to do it. We did it every week for a full season. We'd have these stupid competitions.
Yeah, I didn't.
Me and Guitar Hero.
Yeah, I was never involved in those kind of games.
Oh, it was the best.
Just playing football games on PlayStation. Maybe even a bit of Guitar Hero. I was actually terrible at it. I
was better at Guitar Hero than I am at football games. As you know, I am terrible at football games. I can't play them. Do you know what it is? It's because I don't feel like they play like football.
Yeah.
I feel like you're
That's because you're playing that Super Mario football.
No, I'm playing
Mario Strikers.
Mario Strikers. No, I've been playing Pro Evo the past couple of years. I say past couple of years, it makes it sound like I've played it more than 3 hours combined. But I just struggle.
Yeah.
I struggle. I tell people it's because I'm too good at real football to play artificial football, but that's clearly not true. But
I always remember the first footy game that I proper used to play all the time, and it was World Cup Italia 90 on Mega Drive.
I had it on
It used to come
Commodore.
It came in I don't know, it used to get columns, World Cup Italia 90, and I don't know.
The triple game thing. And it was
Hang On or something.
Something like that, yeah. Road Rash.
Yeah, and I used to, even now, I know the I know the tunes for
How does it go?
And then just me. I'm going to record an album of me just humming.
You humming 90s game intros. That's our theme tune done anyway.
Then they used to a lot of kids, you end up playing FIFA. Remember FIFA 95 or whatever, where you could run away
from 94, where you could run away from the ref. And you spend forever not getting booked.
I think we were looking.
Was that the one where you could press a different button and it changed the celebration, the crowd fireworks and stuff?
I'm not sure.
There's one of them. I think it was 94.
We were.
That was the last time I was good
when
at
I was at yours, and we were I was looking at who was on the covers of the early ones, and it was Jason McAteer.
Yeah.
And I don't know, one of the DeBoer twins and
I can't remember the covers at all.
And then indoor football, which they should bring back. I know.
I think 98,
97 and 98.
I remember that, and I loved that one because it was like
I barely ever played 11-a-side. I just always played.
Yeah, because it was like FIFA Street without being
all the stupid flicks and tricks.
Yeah.
You just boot the ball and it just bounced off the walls.
That was when they had the straight red card button as well. Wasn't it?
One of the shoulder buttons. And
you just 2-foot them.
I think it's such a pointless button. Like, it's funny, but
yeah, well, if you're losing and you just get enough players sent off, get the game cancelled, and then technically you didn't lose, did you?
Like playing, what was it? FIFA 98 Road to World Cup. And actually World Cup 98 as well. Because I always remember getting that from like Comet. Remember them? The electrical store.
Comet. Still going, Comet?
Nah, they died years ago along with Dixon's.
Get bought out by
Curry's. And they used to have the little quizzes in between, like World Cup quizzes.
Yeah, it'd have like in the loading screen.
And then you could play in like, I don't know, going back a few episodes, the 1958 World Cup final, which never happened. And like you recreated like the old World Cup finals and it'd be in black and white. And they even got, I think, is it Ken Wolstenholme? You know the guy who did They Think It's All Over?
Yeah.
And also Football Italia, didn't he? He used to kind of do a bit on that.
Yeah.
But then I became more of a ISS.
Yeah,
Pro Evo.
I see. I did a bit of both because I did ISS.
Can you? Yeah, pick it out. There it is.
It's what we did have on the.
There we go.
Episodes ago, didn't we?
That's an iconic cover in my eyes. The Ravanelli Paul
Ince. I was about to say, for those that
inspired your gymnastics move.
My gymnastics routine for GCSE got a B.
For anyone that didn't listen to the last one,
cheers,
we're
Paul.
not talking about. I was going to say we're not talking about our mate Ravanelli.
I've got a story about Paul Ince. I might come back to that. It's quite a good one. Remind me.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I did ISS when it was all sort of really Japanese with it had like mad music and all that, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it was called International Superstar Soccer, not Pro Evo and stuff. And then I kind of started playing Pro Evo when I kind of got to the Xbox 360 sort of generation.
4, 5, and 6.
And then I stopped playing after like 4 or 5.
My dad got me.
So that's when I played, and I just stopped playing. I started playing Call of Duty about then, I think.
My dad got me World Soccer Winning 11-6, which was Pro Evo 2. Got it off a mate at work. Copied, obviously.
I was about to say.
It was never going to be legit.
Did it come in a folded bit of toilet roll?
No, just a sleeve.
So you've
and the thing is, just
posh.
My dad had no idea what it was. He goes, "Oh, I've got you a game. I think it's a World War game." Just because it said like WE11. He
thought it was.
He thought it was like a World War game,
like WE Day.
Yeah,
like VE Day, but
like I don't know, Dutch or German or something. And
it won't be German, will it?
Imagine that.
Imagine their version.
Yeah.
Not quite the same.
And so I had no idea. And I remember like me and my mate went back, put it in the PlayStation, and it was like this Japanese football game. Everything was in Japanese. But someone had kind of modded it so the menus at least were partially in English.
So you could see at least what you were picking.
And I absolutely loved it because you didn't have to listen to like shite commentary or...
I used to love the commentary on ISS because it was the first time I heard them say stuff related to the game.
I think like on the
names they never said.
ISS Pro 98, I think it was Tony Gubber.
Ah, right, yeah.
I used to always call him Tony Scrubber.
Antonius Goober.
Has he passed away? He's dead, isn't he? Tony Gubber.
Don't know.
And then in the noughties, it was Peter Brackley.
Well, I remember Peter Brackley.
Who, again, rest in peace.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's an iconic voice from...
Yeah, he's been dead since 2013, Tony Goober. Tony Gubber.
Yeah, because...
R.I.P. in peace.
Yeah, so it's not a good sign. Commentating on Pro Evo games.
Jim Beglin.
But I
for those that are listening, I'm definitely not crossing my fingers there. I'd never do that.
I spend, as you know, I spend most of my time just playing.
Yeah, well, I did exactly what you do with Pro Evo, and I changed my commentary straight away to Italian. Mertens. Because it's, well, to be fair, I'd have put it in anything just so it's not Jim Beglin.
Yeah.
So I don't have to listen to him.
Yeah. Going back, have you ever played the Mario Strikers game?
I remember it.
Do you know?
I didn't have it, but my mate had it, so I played it there, so I can't really remember it.
Interesting
properly.
fact. Did you know I used to be, very briefly, the world #1 ranked player?
Fuck right off.
I was the world #1 player.
How many people played it, though? How do you know you're #1? Was it online, was it?
Yeah, it was online. So it was like an online ranking, and I was #1.
There you go. Why isn't that on your CV, along with your SFA goalkeeping coach level 1?
Well, I received the game before it came out.
So you were literally the only person playing it?
I played somebody.
You and a couple of the developers that were just jumping on in their
beat him, and then was #1 in the world for a day. So.
I've been #1 in the world at something, and it was, remember Quiz Up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that still, I don't even know if it's still going, but I was #1 in the world for The Office on Quiz Up.
Proper Office.
Like, yeah, obviously. But, yeah, that's the only thing I've ever been #1 in the world at. Funnily enough, it's not something that comes about that often.
Yeah.
#1 at anything.
No, I think back in the day, I used to be quite a decent player on Pro Evo 2008.
Who was on the cover of that?
Cristiano Ronaldo and Michael Owen.
Ballon d'Or winners.
And but that was so bad online.
Top shaggers. Does anything come of that Michael Owen texting? Is it?
Well, we turned him down, didn't we?
I don't know, but I'm talking about him texting that. Been shagging about, and he texting some model asking.
God, do you imagine that? How boring that would be.
Imagine.
Can you imagine his chat up lines?
Like Michael Owen's sexting.
Oh God, Netflix and chill would be shite.
You can imagine him talking about how I'm going to slot it into the top corner right now.
Yeah. Or come round to mine and we can watch.
Well, he doesn't watch films.
He doesn't watch films, that's what I mean. No. Netflix and chill would not work at all.
It'd just be him watching his soccer skills video from 2002.
Oh, man.
Well done, Michael. She's 13.
Yeah, I seen a picture. I think it was him supporting England against Ukraine.
I thought it was the Germany game. It's one of them.
Could have been.
He's got like his trophies behind him in that.
Yeah.
He still can't smile.
No, and I can just imagine he just going round to his house and he'd be like, "This is my Ballon d'Or."
We've talked about him on the pod before, haven't we?
Yeah.
From when I interviewed him.
This is my golden boot.
But that's a good link in, to be fair. So my Paul Ince story. It's not really.
Talk about being a golden boot winner or Ballon d'Or winner.
I was never #1 in the world at football. So I had to. Similar to the Michael Owen thing, I don't think I've discussed this before, have I? When I had to go to Blackpool for Tom Ince. I've told you briefly about it. So I had to go and give him a Championship Player of the Year award and interview him and stuff. And it was all arranged and stuff. And my mate, because at the time I didn't drive, and my mate did. So they were like, "Oh, well, we'll just give you petrol money for travel if your mate can take you, rather than get trains, it'll be easier." So I spoke to my mate and he was like, "Yeah, sound, I'll come, blah, blah." And it was his dad's car. He didn't pay for petrol, so he basically made 50 quid out of it, even though it's not that much to go to Blackpool anyway. So we get there and it's like, right, it's at the ground. I can't remember the name of the stadium now. So we get there and it's normal reception and that. And he's like, "What do I do? Do I just wait in the car or come in?" I was like, "Nah, come in if you want. It's not going to be a problem. It's not going to be anything major. It's just, you know what I mean? There's a photographer meeting us there because they had to have the proper photos for the magazine and stuff." So I was wearing trainers, jeans, and the T-shirt for the publication I was doing it for. He was wearing the most horrific Adidas high tops from Sports Direct you've ever seen.
Oh.
Some board shorts, like blue and white or something, and a Man United top with beans down the front where he'd spilled his KFC before he picked me up, right? So that's what he's wearing.
I'd have just turned around and said, mate, in the state you're in,
I didn't
stay outside.
Yeah, well, it's just funny to invite him in. Do you know what I mean? Because he's one of my best mates, and I like putting him in awkward situations, to be honest with you. But so we went in, right, and it was just a bloke on this reception thing. It was quite busy. There was like quite a lot of cars there, and it was after the season. It wasn't like a game on or anything. And he goes, I said, "Oh, I'm here to interview Tom Ince and blah blah blah." And he's like, "Right, go in that lift. There's no floors. It's just up and down buttons. Come out the lift, go left, and someone will be able to tell you where you go." Right, sound. Go in this lift. Get in the lift. Oh, wait. And this man and woman, I don't know how old they were, 40s, maybe 50 or whatever, come running towards the lift. He's in a tuxedo and she's in like a cocktail dress.
Yeah.
Thing. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, the lift goes up and it opens and it's in the middle of their presentation night, and the lift is in the middle of the room. Not the back, like the middle of the presentation room is the lift. So this lift door opens, and they're all there, like they're all
suited
and booted, yeah. And there's something going on the stage, because we'd got there after it had already started, if that makes sense. It started at like 5, and I was there at 7 or whatever. So it's in full flow. There's security guards everywhere, and we were like, what the what do we do here? Because my mate's in a Man United shirt with beans down the front of it, and I'm like in just like a t-shirt and whatever. I was like, right, press the button, go back down. So we went back down in the lift when it eventually closed the door. Like, went to the reception, said to the bloke, "Oh, why are you sending us up into the middle of the thing?" He goes, "Oh, I forgot about that." And I'm like, how can you forget? There's about 500 people in there, because it was everyone from like the youth team to the first team were all there. It was like proper Ramo. That's why there were so many cars, obviously. And he's like, "Yeah, you probably shouldn't go in that room."
Do you know what you should have hung around to see who got Clubman of the Year?
Clubman of the Year is the worst. I won it every year.
You know, I won Clubman of the Year once. They had like, on the farm we had a barbecue one year, and they had the trophies in carry bags, so you couldn't see
who'd won. Black tape over them.
Yeah, and there was like these trophies and whatnot, and then there was this big trophy, Player of the Year trophy.
Someone doing a slidey.
No, it was a cup.
Oh, a cup?
Actual cup.
Oh, wow.
That was the Clubman of the Year trophy. It was bigger and better than any one, and I won it. But do you know, you're like,
thanks.
It's
a backhanded compliment, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've tried your best.
The thing is,
done some good tackles, and you turn up for training.
Yeah. Do you know, when you win something, you're like, why have I won that? What have I done to deserve that? And that's the thing, because I turned up every week. I trained. It's not like I was on the bench every week. Like, it normally goes to the guy that either the weak link in the team, which in my opinion I wasn't.
Not passing comment.
Maybe I might have started to drift towards the bench the occasional time. But never in a million years did I deserve that.
No.
But it's a big trophy. You can, if you turn it round,
from a distance, it looks ace.
Yeah,
it's when you
just turn it round so you can't see the plaque.
No, I didn't see who won Clubman, but I said to this bloke, like, why are you sending us into the middle of this like ball gown thing and that? And he's like, forgot about that, sorry. I'm like, how'd you forget? Like 500 people have walked past you. And he's like, all right, we'll go up those stairs and then go left. And I'm like, right, where did these stairs go? He's like, not into that room. They come out. If you go right, the door goes into that room. So I was like, right, okay. So I go up, and we ended up in like a box, like overlooking the pitch and all that. And my mate was with me. And there was some woman there who was like the press thing. Goes, "Oh, right, you here for a Tom? I'll go and get him." And then Paul Ince walks through the door.
Did he have his shirt on?
Didn't have his shirt on, no.
He was halfway putting it on.
He had a bandage on his head.
Yeah.
No, and Paul Ince walked in and Tom didn't. And she goes, "Oh, he's here?" And I was like, am I like in a sequel to Back to the Future? Like, what's going on here? Like, why is Paul Ince here? Because he was the manager at the time, obviously, wasn't he? And then Tom come in, and Paul walked in and didn't speak. It's like, "Hey mate, you all right?" And he just went, "Yep," and just stood like next to the door. So there's me, Bean's top, and then but it's quite a big box room, so there's like a big table in the middle, and they were like at the far end. And then this woman walked in, and she goes, "Oh, he's here now, blah blah." And he was really pleasant, to be honest. He was like, "Hi mate, you're right, blah blah blah." It's like, "Well, what magazine are you from then?" Like being like, dad jokey sort of thing, because it's obviously massive on the t-shirt. Then just after he come in, the photographer come in. So I was giving him basically Championship Player of the Year award. So I was like, "Oh, here's the award, blah blah. I'll get a photo with it. Can I just ask you a few questions that we can put into print?" He's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, it was pretty generic. It was a sort of...
kind of what they're wanting.
What they're wanting, yeah. It wasn't like for my thing. It was literally what they wanted, and it wasn't much. So it was just like a sort of, how have you found playing in the Championship? You've had a great season. What are you hoping to achieve going forward? That sort of stuff. And then I asked him, what is it like playing with your dad as the manager, playing for your dad as the manager? And Paul answered, and he's like, "Well, it's not awkward if that's what you think." And I was like, "Well, it is now." You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't correct. It wasn't awkward, but now it is. Why are you answering? And he's like, "It's not awkward if that's what you think." I was like, "Well, that's kind of why I'm asking." Like, he's like, "Well, I treat him fairly." I was like, "I never said that you didn't."
all he had to say was, "Yeah, it's good."
Yeah, and
I enjoy
He
it.
said,
it's nice as a father and son thing.
Well, Tom's
generic.
Tom kind of said, "Well, it's not the first time."
Yeah.
He's been the manager. He's like, "But we're both professional. He's a professional manager. I'm a professional player. I just get on with the job in hand." Perfect, professional, media trained answer. And then we kind of wrapped up and finished. And he's like, "Come on, we're going now." And just like walked out straight away. And
proper like football dad.
Yeah, like football, but like for a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
Who's playing in the champion, however old he was at the time.
Do you remember when he tried to shop him out to Inter and,
and he went to Hull, and he ended up at Hull
and didn't
get on the pitch, did he?
No.
Didn't play much. Where is he at now?
Is he at Stoke?
I genuinely don't know.
It's just kind of...
Good job we don't do a football podcast, really, isn't it?
Exactly.
You have to absolutely Google if people are even alive.
Yeah, I could imagine...
It was proper funny, because my mate was like, "Are they always like that?" I was like, "No."
Are they always like that? Yeah, I meet up with them all the time. 29
years now. He's currently on loan at Luton Town from Stoke.
Well,
I say currently, it's probably ended. That
yeah.
loan. He's probably back at Stoke now. So
see,
I mean, Stoke and Milan are similar cities.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever been to Stoke?
No, I have not.
I used to play poker there quite a lot because there was no casinos any closer. And one night we went, and we all kind of got knocked out the tournament, and we were like, should we drive? And it's still quite early, so we were like, right, should we go into town and just have a bit of a night out sort of thing? And mates were like, oh, I don't know if we'll get in anywhere, because we were dressed pretty much like this, jeans, t-shirt, trainers. Like, well, we are a bit underdressed. And then we were like, looked on your phone for where the nearest nightclub was. We got there, and there was a bloke wearing like a polo shirt that didn't fit him, like too small, belly hanging out, England goalkeeper shorts.
Oh God.
Socks and Rockports.
What kind of socks? Footy socks?
No,
like
just white Donny socks and Rockports, and we thought we were underdressed in jeans and a t-shirt. So we just went home. We didn't go out, we just went home. Alright, it's us, the Turnstile 2. Just wanted to let you know about the podcast sponsor, which is Circa 88. Check out circa88football.com for your football shirt needs.
They've got loads in stock, shirts from all around the world, ones that are really hard to get hold of, like this Mexico 1999 shirt that was used only in the Confederations Cup.
It's lovely that, isn't it? And you can get 20% off. If you use the code Turnstile88 at the checkout, you'll get 20% off your order, and that's for everything on the site.
And also, if you give them a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Circa88Football, and again, don't forget to use that code Turnstile88 for your 20% off.
Thank you. Enjoy the show. Well, we went there once, and there's one of the lads who come with us. He was more of a friend of a friend that I kind of only really knew through playing poker. But he had he was a bit just crackers, to be honest. Like, not malicious.
Yeah.
Funny sometimes, but a complete pain in the arse at others because he cannot shut up. He probably got ADHD or something like that because it is relentless, right? So when, you know, if you're sitting at a poker table, poker players will know there's different characters, and some people talk a lot and it's a load of bullshit. Some people just have a laugh. Some people are wearing Oakleys and covering their face sort of thing, and he will just talk the bollocks off absolutely everybody, and all you can hear is him. Like, he was 2 tables across from me and I can hear him talking. But then at midnight they used to do a Chinese buffet for free.
Oh, nice.
And you could just go and get whatever. And how are you getting on? Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm up to this many, you know, blah, 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 blah. I'm on this many thousand, blah, blah, blah. All this sort of general poker chat. Oh, this guy had a bad beat, that sort of stuff. So, like, oh, how are you getting on? He's like, mate, my table's rubbish. I hate it. It's so boring. No one will talk to me. He's like, I'm trying to talk to everyone and no one wants to talk to me. And he kind of got a bit angry about it, right? So I'm like, well, just stick at it. Just make them talk to you. He goes, I fucking will. Watch. Right? And he scooped up these noodles off his plate and put them on his head like a wig. Like, he's like, does it look like a centre parting like this? And I'm like, well, no, it looks like you've got noodles on your head, dripping down his face. Hung them over his ears and everything. He had like these like little diamond earrings, hung them off his earrings and everything. And he literally just looks at it and goes, I'll fucking talk about this, won't they? And just walked off on his own.
Looking like Rudy Voller.
Yeah, that's what he was like. And he just went and sat at the table waiting, so everybody had to walk up and sit. It's not like he arrived late and it's like, oh, like everyone had to walk one by one and see him.
I'm not going to lie, I'd have just like looked at him dead awkward.
Well,
like,
you would,
yeah,
wouldn't you?
It's like,
you've got noodles on your head, mate.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like,
why have you,
you're
why
mental.
Have you done that? Yeah.
You're a nutcase. I feel uncomfortable.
But it was done so seriously. Like, it was
aggressively.
Done, yeah, like
aggressively.
It's the way he said it. He goes, they'll fucking talk to me now, won't they? They'll fucking talk about this. That was it. And walked off.
Like not to his face.
Yeah, obviously they're all just trying to take sly photos on their phone of him in that. But then not only did they talk about it, everybody in the casino talked about it, and the card room manager had a word with him. Because I could hear him go, is it against the rules to have food on your head in a casino? Like, proper getting aggy about it. Got told to take them off. Oh, funny that was. But yeah, noodles, spaghetti had arena.
What a fine stadium.
Never been.
I have had the luxury of going to the Tony Macaroni, the spaghetti had.
You're saved as Tony Macaroni on my phone.
Yeah, I my family live like 5-10 minutes away from the ground, so in the past I've been I've never paid.
Never paid?
Never paid to go in.
Did you jump the fence at the back?
My late great uncle and my granddad, I went with them, and I must have been about 20 at the time. And I was happy to pay, you know.
How much would it be to get in there? It wouldn't be a lot, would it?
At the time, 10,
15 quid.
Yeah. So I'm there, you know, they're pensioners, so...
Yeah. OAP rates.
Yeah.
$7.50 on the door.
And he's like, oh, my grandson's, he's up from England, so we're bringing him along. Under 16s went in free. Bearing in mind I'm 6'3", I'm clearly not a kid. Didn't have facial hair, so I looked a bit younger, but And the guy, like, the steward's just staring at me, like, looking like
the bus driver when you try and get on for a college, please, mate.
Yeah, and he's looking, and then my great uncle's like, he's just turned 17. I mean, he's not 60. He's just turned 17, and he's there like, go on, just let him in. He's just come all the way here. It's like, well, I don't mind paying.
It's not. It's not going to break the bank.
Yeah, and he's like, well, no. And then eventually the lad was like, I go in.
We used to.
I'm a season ticket holder now.
we used to sneak into Connors Quay Nomads.
Yeah,
all the time, because the ground they're at now is the college ground, and it's like, I mean, you've seen pictures of it. It's got the running track around it and that. I mean, you don't even have to go in it to watch the game. My granddad, all the way through lockdown, was stood on the hill. So where the car park is like a big grass hill, and you can see the whole pitch from there.
Yeah,
you probably miss like the far right hand corner as you're looking, but you can see the rest. And he's been going there all through lockdown when they weren't allowed in, games behind closed doors. But in the old ground that it was at, it was like, the old school, I don't even know what they're called, like those concrete fences with those slabs that like
slide down.
There's always that video when we were younger, that guy kicking it and his leg goes through. But in the corner was like this big oak tree.
Right.
And everyone used to climb up the oak tree across the branch and drop in. It was probably £1 to get in at the time for kids, but everyone would climb over because it was rebellious and whatever.
I don't know how much it cost you in the last game you went.
It cost me as an adult in 2020 £5 or £6.
That's what I mean. Like,
and we're talking, this was in the 90s, like mid-90s at that. But also, because, I mean, I used to play for a bit, but not at this point. But my mate played for the Nomads kids team. And they all got a free season ticket for playing. So once they moved to the new ground, we used to, he'd go in, use his season ticket, because you only had to show it. And then he'd pass it through the fence, and then we'd go with your thumb over your face, and there's my season ticket, and just go and like. We
used to do that with my mates. Mackie's card back when students used to give him
free cheeseburger.
Yeah,
you still got one of them.
I was gonna say, I still
left uni in like 2007 or something.
And I put my thumb over the date.
Classic.
Drive-throughs. I mean, here's a tip for anyone that has an expired student card. All you've got to do is go through the drive-thru and just say, I have my student card.
Does it work?
Yeah. They never check.
I've never even noticed. Do you do that every time we go through the drive-thru?
Nah, just to be honest, I completely forget. For the amount that...
Should we try it on the way home?
I think we should.
I
think the reason why I don't is because I don't carry it around with me now. So
Did they even ask for it?
No. So I should do.
Yeah, and then just play dumb. I can't find it, sorry. Needs me 99p.
My mum's fella does something with the receipts to get free coffees.
What, in Mackey's?
Yeah, and they don't ever check. He said, the person at Mackey said, like, they don't ever check the receipts, so he just uses the same receipt and they get...
I told you about what somebody I know does at the ice hockey that we go to.
Yes.
With the coffee. You're gonna do it?
Yes.
So we go to watch...
I mean, no.
Absolutely
not.
We definitely don't go and watch ice hockey games where you get a membership card, a loyalty card for buying coffee, and it's a stamp. It's
don't know if I have it on me.
Well, you're going to show it. You're going to give away the trick anyway. So, but basically, the every time you buy a coffee, you get a stamp. Is it eight coffees you get a free, or 6 you get a free? 6 coffees you get a free one. But the stamp that they use, what is it, a coffee bean?
Yeah.
You can buy them on eBay for £2.
Yeah.
The stamps. So someone that we know has got, every time you get your card stamped fully, you get a free one, and they give you a new card. So he goes in with his full card that he's stamped.
Yeah.
Gets a coffee.
Then they'll just give him a new card.
Gives him a new card. He's got his stamp in his pocket. Stamps it when he wants another coffee. Goes to a different kiosk thing, so it's not the same person going, hang on, you haven't bought 6 in the last half an hour or whatever. Gets another. Keeps doing that.
It's a fair few kiosks, to be fair.
Oh, there's loads. It's a big arena, isn't it? They're all around.
Yeah.
You're not going to have more than like 4, are you? Or whatever.
I just
Shit
remember
yourself.
I just remember that. Well, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of things that's happened there, but like me dancing and having the spotlight put on me in front of the whole arena.
I've got the footage of that.
Yeah.
We'll put that on the video, I reckon.
Me
it
dancing
might be on my old phone, though. Might be on my old phone that I can't.
Dancing to I Want Some Chips, which is not even called. Was it the clap clap sound?
It's not. I
explained this. Like, I was like, oh, it's a song that we used to sing, I Want Some Chips. And everyone's like, what? I want some chips.
You do the clap, clap, clap.
Yeah.
Woo.
And then everyone's
that's
like, what are you on about? And then if I go back home and said, oh, do you remember I want some chips? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I want some chips. Get the spotlight on me now.
That was so funny. Because it was busy as well. There's about 8,000 people there.
The time I got hugged by the mascot.
What was that?
The best. Is it because I walked?
No, you just walked past. You'd went you popped club shop probably to buy a pencil case or some shit.
Oh, it stunk. Like, because it stunk of a sweaty mascot suit that hadn't been washed in years.
How'd you wash one of them? It won't fit in there.
I don't know, like you'd have to use a jet wash or something.
It won't fit in your washing machine, would it?
Oh man, it was so awkward. It was just really.
Well,
really...
I know that you're not a hugger anyway.
Yeah.
So hugging a mascot at a sports
Global
event.
pandemic has been the best thing ever for me because I don't have to hug a single person. And then now I can say, well, it's been 18 months. I've kind of got social anxiety, so I'm not going to hug anyone ever again.
Is that your Tinder bio?
Yeah. That's why I'm still single.
Because your Tinder bio is...
Refuse to hug.
Refuse physical contact.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now of what things... Because, I mean, there's been a lot of funny moments like watching that.
What, the ice hockey?
Yeah. Because basically what our kind of day... Our Saturdays...
I was talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
In the car with my dad.
Yeah, we'd go watch...
We'd go watch non-league, go for some food,
yeah,
and go to the ice hockey.
Yeah.
Every Saturday.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing I've missed.
Yeah.
Like those days. I mean, it's great watching one or the other, but having it as like...
That's your day out.
That's, yeah.
Day for the boys. Get a few of us going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I put some weight on. Because, I mean, how many McDonald's, like, ever since we started watching... Because we pass McDonald's no matter what.
Yeah.
How
many free cheeseburgers you've eaten over there?
Man.
Our time is...
It's maybe up there with the Frosties.
40 kilograms of cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
For a copy of FIFA 2000.
So basically, combined, like, the average, say, human body weight I've eaten in cheeseburgers and Frosties alone. I don't think on the way back when...
Do you reckon you're world number one for that?
Probably.
Frosties eating...
I don't know what I'm doing there. I'm like shooting hoops.
Slam dunking. What's that? Where have you done that?
I have no idea. There's a thumbnail for that one. Wait a minute.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Get your piercing.
My little IKEA coin purse. And I've completely...
Talk about Mackies or some shit. You're talking about that one over there.
That was it. The number one in the world, Frosties.
All right, yeah.
Did I tell you when... I never mentioned it on the podcast where I mentioned basically where I ate 40 kilos of Frosties to win FIFA 2000. So it kind of ties in when we were talking about footy games earlier.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you listen to that, you'll know that I ate 40 kilos of Frosties to win that game. Not in a competition like who can keep the hand on the car the longest or could stay awake.
Competitive eating, you and Frosties.
God, if I had to stay awake, which, I mean...
No chance.
No chance. And we mentioned, I think, a couple of episodes ago about sleep. You with your violent... Tomorrow gets by your sleeping habits.
Kicking shit out of Kirsty in my sleep.
Yeah, not in a domestos violence.
Yeah, if you've not watched or heard the episode, I just woke her up because I was kicking in my sleep, but I was dreaming about kicking someone's head in.
And I wanted to mention, because I think with all of us, we've all spoken our sleep. Like, you always have the classic, do you know when you're dreaming of, like, stepping off something and your foot goes and you're like...
you wake yourself up.
Well, and I haven't told you this one, but in cars, I don't often sleep when I'm travelling. Because
I thought you meant the film Cars then. I thought you...
Oh, no.
You went, in Cars. I thought, like, what...
Oh, no. If I fall asleep, which is super rare travelling, because like I say, I like to be awake in case I need to take over and land a plane or drive a train.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Transport. Say, row the boat.
Yeah. But
row
because...
Row the Kevlar kayak down a volcano.
The lava. And anyway... Because you're sleeping really light, aren't you? Like, you're not fully...
Oh, when you're travelling. Yeah.
And I think I was going up to... I must have been a teen, because I wasn't driving. Well, obviously, I wasn't driving at this point, because if I'd have fallen asleep I have fallen asleep at the wheel, to be fair. That was in America. And completely different story. But we were going up to visit family up in Sunderland. So my mum was driving... Polly. I had to get out of the car and throw up at one point. She kept skipping gear. It was a different car, you see.
Right, yeah.
And I had a promotion. I still remember. I think it was from the World Cup in 2002. A promotional Pepsi hat. and I
Is it a trucker cap?
No, but I stuck my head out the window because I think I might have had it on backwards or something because I felt that ill, and the hat blew off. And my mum's like, I got it because she worked at a pub. She's like, I got it from the pub. And I was like, no, stop and go back. I want my Pepsi hat. And Mom's like, there's loads of them. But me being me. Anyway. But I nodded off. And I was dreaming that I was playing football. Like I said, I'm a goalkeeper. And I dreamt that the ball had come in. And I went to punch the ball. And I punched my mum, who was driving the car. I punched her in the arm.
Were you in the passenger seat?
I didn't do, what's his name, him with Tourette's.
Oh, John, is it?
Yeah, John.
John's Not Mad or whatever it's called. He punches his mate in the supermarket.
Yeah, but I punched my mum in the arm. And then, do you know when you, like, wake up, Mum's like, what have you done there? What are you doing?
Stop attacking me while I'm driving.
I dreamt that I'd come out and punched a ball. And yeah, I'd punched my mum. And then there was another occasion where I was with my dad and he was driving up to Scotland. And again, I was in the passenger seat and I fell asleep. And then, do you know, I just like nodded off and then I woke up again, you know, slaver kind of down the face. And my dad was like, you were talking about SpongeboB Squarepants. And I just kept going on about SpongeboB Squarepants, like in
Never seen it.
Never seen SpongeboB?
I've seen it in Welsh. SpynjBob Pantsgwâr on S4C. It's as good as it sounds.
Do you know, I want to watch that now.
It's quality.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on. Even though I can speak a bit of Welsh, I can't speak Spongebob in Welsh.
I bet that like it blags people's heads anyway, just because of the style of it is. But in
that
Welsh,
language,
like if you showed that to an American or whatever.
Oh,
I've had my photo taken with Spongebob at Universal Studios.
Was it Welsh? Was it?
This is the Welsh one,
not SpynjBob Pantsgwâr.
Yeah. SpongeBob Jones or other generic.
Bob the Sponge. He called in Wales. Oh, do you know Bob the Sponge? That's what everyone's called, stuff like that. Like Johnny Conk is a guy who runs a concrete thing called Johnny. But
That'd be like your granddad.
No level Neville.
Yeah.
Nev sweat because he never sweats. Build the straightest wall in the world without a level. No level Neville.
But before I
the Nomads Ultra
digressed onto me punching my mum.
I was going to say punching SpongeBob then.
Yeah. I suppose that's one thing to call my mum.
SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, I calculated. So with the Frosties, I think I might have done it at work once, and I had my little pink calculator that I have. And I sat there because, you know, being productive.
You should work hard in that.
And I was trying to figure out how much Frosties in weight I'd eaten my whole life. Did I ever tell you that?
No, why have you never told me this? That's just why would you do it, find out and keep it to yourself?
Do you know what my calculations were? 1.3 ton. 1.3 ton of... I don't know how.
What's the maths for that? Like a kilo box?
A kilo box.
And then you'd have like 3 a week or something.
Yeah. But I took out a few... I rounded it down to so it was more... funny we were talking about my dad.
Is he ringing you now?
He's ringing me now, yeah.
Should answer him on loudspeaker.
Oh, God, yeah. He'll be
See
telling
what
me...
bought from the car boot this morning.
Honestly, that's what he's got. He'll be telling me what watches he's bought. Can I price them up for him? And he may have got me something. He may have got me some more 12 to 13-year-old shorts. Hibs shorts. But yeah, my... Because obviously there's like times when I might not eat Frosties, I'll go on little phases without. So I was like, I'll round it down to maybe a ton.
Of Frosties?
A ton of Frosties. So, but yeah, I don't know how. I literally just...
the fact that you think you've eaten enough to try and work it out says quite a lot.
God, he's been adamant there.
Is he ringing you?
Yeah.
Should answer it, go on Bluetooth so we can play it through the podcast.
I proper want to, but...
Gotta be careful.
Yeah. He's Scottish after all.
Some of the stuff he's bought in the past.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that'd need blurring out, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Can end it there if you want.
Yeah, we can.
End it there and give your dad a ring back and see what he's bought.
Yeah.
Plus
to be fair, let's see. He does come up trumps at times with some...
All right, yeah.
That, he bought me brand new with tags about 20 years ago, but for a £5. So that Parma shirt, he recently got me the 2003, 2004 Juve home shirt. That's like, because I can't be waking up at 6 in the morning all the time to go to these car boots. Week. But he does, that's his hobby. So he'll go out and he'll look for like shirts or other bits and bobs, to be honest. I mean...
Yeah, like Freddie Youngberg.
Freddie Youngberg, he got me. Them...
Those Scotland
team. Oh, what did he get me? The 1990 World Cup SO coins.
Didn't he get you a football? It was a 94 football or something.
That's that much stuff. He got me a Bridtown hat, didn't he?
Got the Bridtown hat.
Oh, I should have brought it. I should have been wearing it. Scarf hat.
Full ultra.
Yeah.
Got you that South Africa rugby.
Oh, Francois Pienaar signed shirt for 18 quid.
It's all right, bargain.
I got that Hull City signed shirt with Dean Windass and all them lot. I'm sure he was involved in the old casino brawl.
Probably.
Yeah, that cost me 8 quid, haggled down from 10. Honestly. I'll go to the car boot and I'll be like, oh, that's £10. And do you know when you're like, yeah,
fair enough.
Fair enough, that is £10. Like, my dad will be like...
That's already £30 cheaper than what I would pay for it.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll give you 8.
To settle at 9.
Then at 9, and then my dad's like, so you got to haggle with him? It's like, it's a quid. I really...
That I've not got the change for anyway. No. I'm going to give him a £10 note.
Yeah, and yeah, to be honest, like, some of the stuff is shite. But every now and then...
Comes up trumps.
But
like that Garmin watch.
Yeah. A £400 watch. He got
15 quid.
10 quid. The guy that he bought it off goes, it's a dear watch that. I won't go below 10. So my dad bought it and then, in fact, he got this one.
Oh, did he?
For a £5.
Unreal. Let's find out what he's got now. Let's give him a ring. Should we end it there and give him a ring?
Yeah. And let us know if you like a good bargain.
Tell us what you've bought from Car Boots.
What did he... Right, just before we leave, in my late 20s, he bought me a shoot manual.
Shoot manual?
Annual, that's the one. I was going to say,
like what?
Shoot
gun manual.
Yeah.
Shoot, which year?
That year.
Well, that year?
Like,
I thought you meant like 94 with like...
He does get me like old programs. I've got a bunch of trading cards, Scottish football trading cards from the 70s. All sorts. So, I do like to have a little wander around when I'm back. Oh, it's so bad the shite there, but yeah, I'll find out what he's got.
See what he's got.
So cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.